Let's talk about attitudes. Attitudes are contagious. Participating in business organizations, big and small alike, enables you to meet many different personalities and attitudes. Do you agree to that?
Yes.
Yes. Have you ever noticed that a handful of individuals can greatly affect the outlook of a group in terms of whether it is a negative or positive outlook? Do you agree to that too? Yes. Alright. A few key individuals can change the course of any group, including a business network, just like ours. There is a saying that goes like this: your attitude determines your altitude. Simply put, it means that your attitude can affect how high or how far you go. It is a known fact that chapters with positive attitude generate significantly more referrals. Conversely, a chapter with a lot of negative attitude will have significantly lesser referrals passed between the chapter members. Allow me to share with you one very short story. A father once said to a son, "I want you to marry a girl that I choose." Alright? So when the son heard this, he said, "But I will choose my own bride." Then the father said to the son, But the girl that I choose is Bill Gates' daughter." And then the son came for a moment. In that case, then okay. So this father then goes to Bill Gates, and he said to Bill Gates, "I have a husband for your daughter." Then Bill Gates said, "But my daughter is simply too young to marry." Then the father said, "But this husband that I'm going to introduce you is the vice president of the World Bank." Then when Bill Gates heard this, he said, "In that case, okay." So this father then goes to the World Bank, the president of the World Bank, and then he told this president, "I have a vice president to recommend to you." Then the president of the World Bank then said, "I have too many vice presidents on my hands." Then this father said, "But this vice president that I'm going to introduce to you is Bill Gates' son-in-law." And then the president of the World Bank then said, "In that case, okay." So the moral of the story, you know what the moral of the story?
Bill Gates.
Yeah, he is Bill Gates. So you get a lot of people want to have a father. Just kidding. The moral of the story is that, of course, if you notice, every time the father just suggested the first thing, he was met with a negative reaction. But blah 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 blah, but blah 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 blah. But then this father returned a positive counter. He said, the father also used but he do it in a positive way. So the moral of the story is that if you give a positive attitude, people will accept you more readily. If you were all to notice, okay, now that we know what positive attitude can do, what next? What do we do with it? First, we can bring people into our chapter who have positive and supportive attitude. Now is the time that we can be selective. We can be selective now. It is very important to have a lot of positive people in our group. Because in a chapter, we need more positive thinkers. Alright? If we allow our own chapter to have more and more negative attitudes, there is only one way this chapter can end. And we all know what that's going to be like. So think back on this. Usually when you see the people around this room, who is the person who most people would want to talk and interact with them, you will find that usually this person is someone with a lot of positive attitude. So, attitudes are truly contagious. Are your words catching? Thank you.